What's up, guys? Alright, so I'm going to tell you a little story about how I almost got in Chicago. So when I first started out trucking, every Monday I had to deliver to Chicago to the Family Dollar. And they had a ton of them when I was delivering. So usually the Family Dollars were like tucked in the middle of a block, and you had to either back into an alley or, park on the side of the road. Well, this one I got to the night before so I could start my break and, get some sleep and all that. Well, it happened to be this huge parking lot that I could just back up to the building so nobody could get into the doors, in the back of the trailer. And it was awesome. I didn't have to worry about backing in the morning. I could just straight back right to the door because we had to set up rollers and, roll everything down into the building in the morning. So I'm sitting there, I'm doing my paperwork, and at the end of the parking lot, there was a house and some people out there, partying, whatever, playing music. Nothing, out of the ordinary. Well, I'm kind of keeping an eye on them, and all of a sudden these two girls start yelling at each other. And then the one grabs the other one's hair and just starts punching her. And another girl grabs a stick and starts beating that girl. And I'm thinking, God damn. So right after that, the boyfriends of the two girls pull guns on each other and start yelling at each other, and now I'm starting to get worried. So I'm keeping a close eye, and come to find out that house that was at the end of the parking lot was a crack house. I didn't find this out until the next morning when I was talking to the store manager, but so anyhow, I'm keeping an eye out, just sitting there doing my paperwork, minding my own business. All of a sudden, this guy comes running over to my truck, and the way he was running, I thought, man, something's not right about this guy. And I had my window down, and all of a sudden, out of his mouth, he says, "Help, call the police." And I'm like, what the fuck? Don't come near me. And he just beelines it right to my truck. And he's like, "You need to call the police. They're gonna kill each other." And I'm like, get the fuck away. So, I told him, no, I'm not doing that. And he finally went away. But then that brought all the attention to me, a white guy, in the south side of Chicago, in a semi, just sitting there all by myself. And I'm like, God damn it. So I knew I wasn't going to get any sleep that night. And I did end up calling the police because I didn't know what the hell was going to go on. But I did it like an hour later. I mean, it had died down a little bit. They were still jawing back and forth at each other. But, yeah, I called them just to kind of let them know and see if they could, check on me a little bit later. I'd only been delivering by myself for probably 2 weeks at that time, because I was with a trainer for the first, I think, about 3 months or so, just to get my hours in until I could get my own truck. And as a truck driver, you're not allowed to have a weapon, so you have to improvise. So I had a box cutter and I had a tire thumper, which was a little, sledgehammer looking thing. It was about a foot long, and so if you got pulled over and they asked you if you had any weapons, they couldn't I could just say, this is my tire thumper, to check the air pressure in your tires. You can hear a certain noise, when you hit the tires. You can tell if they're low or not. So that whole night, all I did was watch movies in the back of my truck with the blinds shut, and I just laid there with the little sledgehammer in one hand and the box cutter in the other. And all night long, people were running around my truck, running underneath the trailer, banging on it, just trying to freak me the hell out. And I don't know, I think the cops might have rolled up, and because I couldn't see anything because I was in the sleeper cab. But it was probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. Everything just finally went quiet. But yeah, I about shit myself that day. I mean, I got there, I rolled in about 9 o'clock at night. It was right after the store had closed. So, for that 5 hours, it was nothing but, my nerves just on edge. Because we had a driver in Chicago that had been parked for the night. And some guys threw some bricks through his windows and climbed in, and he had a little sledgehammer thing like I had, and he hit one kid in the face with it, but they ended up getting a hold of him and dragging him out of his truck and beating him half to death. So, I was hoping that wasn't going to happen, and thankfully it didn't happen. But I learned some tricks here and there over the year that I did that to kind of not put myself in that position anymore. But I'll let you know about that in later stories. I've got a ton of stories because dollar stores that I delivered to were not in the best areas of the cities. I mean, they don't have them where you got $1 million businesses, But a lot of the people you run into in those neighborhoods, if you actually just talk to them, they're cool people. You gotta act like you belong there and that you're not scared to be there. That's one of the biggest things you can do. But yeah, so that's that story. I did shoot some stuff earlier that I'll probably do like a bonus footage video maybe later tonight. I started out, I was gonna do Day in the Life of the Trucker Part 2, but just everything was so busy today, and some people pissed me off, so I kind of didn't get around to finishing it up. So I'll probably just put that out, just some random clips in another video. Anyhow, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay simple.